So my recent video on the pumpkin situation has currently gotten over 118 views and 5 likes. And while the video itself isn't perfect due to the editing skills, the video I made was still excellent at its analysis and dived deep into the situation instead of just going with the lazy assumption with everyone thinks that Pumpkin is a pedophile, which is a bullshit summary because it's just reckless, dumb, and lazy to say without any evidence whatsoever. And you guys are probably wondering why I'm making a second video regarding this subject. Well, it's because as I was searching for Pumpkin's YouTube channel, I came across a couple videos also regarding this controversy. Now, I have watched some of them. They seem to have the exact same opinion that I do about Pumpkin just being a strange guy and not a pedophile. Well, in the video I'm about to react to, it's not like that at all. And the video is the example why I believe people on the internet would rather throw insane allegations rather than just doing basic research. And it's also why I feared that the situation at hand will get blown out of proportion sooner or later. But before I talk about it, I'd like to make a few disclaimers. That being, this video is not intended to target or harass anyone I talk about or criticize in my videos or on my channel. Please not harass the person I'm going to be talking about in this video or anyone in general in this video. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I will be reacting to this creator's video on Pumpkin. Now, that creator is Pickaksel, that's how I pronounce it at least. Now, there isn't much on this creator since they only have 4 subscribers, but I won't judge since I'm also a small creator as well. Anyways, her video on the Pumpkin situation currently has 50 views, 10 likes, and was posted 7 hours ago. So let's just get straight into it. And already the title of the video is extremely inaccurate. Now, I've seen a lot of people make jokes about Pumpkin being a pedophile, call him the new Drake, which is, again, a very reckless and idiotic claim to make about anyone, especially the fact that the evidence in the video has zero value to what Pickaksel is trying to insinuate.
There is no script, just hatred and a lot of bullet points.
This right here just already tells me that you just clearly don't care about it if Pumpkin's a harm to minors or not. I was sort of hoping you'd analyze and do research on the situation properly, but no. Instead, make a 6-minute video spreading misinformation and badly using evidence, which is something I'll get into more in the video.
Like, at first when I saw Pumpkin, I'm gonna call him Pumpkin because it's easier, he rubbed me the wrong way. The weirdest rubs you could give someone. And I was like, no, I don't like him. And when I don't like someone because they weird me out, I don't like them, right? But I never said anything because there was really nothing to really hate on him for, even when there was previous dramas. Sure, it was weird. But now I feel like there's a proper reason for me to really hold, like, disdain for this man. He's weird. I'm gonna say it. It's so easy to say.
First, what you said about Pumpkin is, well, a fair enough opinion. I respect you for that, since a lot of people just make up lies and allegations on popular creators for simply just being weird, which is extremely fucked up. But the part that generally confuses me about that is the fact that you said that there was no reason for you to hate him for just being weird, but didn't hate him for being weird. And at first, I tried to come to the conclusion that you're talking about his actions that made you have a proper reason to hate him, which would have made sense if you actually used good evidence and not taking screenshots completely out of context. Now, I have noticed that she sent a screenshot of Pumpkin posting that post saying, "In erotic clothing and scenes were heavily normalized for young teens to consume at ages 11 to 13. And at first, when seeing the screenshot, I didn't know what to say about it, but I may have a theory as to what he means by this. That being, young teens are often exposed to very inappropriate content. It's just sort of normalized in today's world, which is something he's not exactly wrong about, since porn addiction is a huge problem that occurs in young teens, especially in young boys. And as someone who has an addiction to that type of content, was exposed to that as a young kid, I can agree and understand what he's saying. However, I don't exactly know if Pumpkin is saying this to excuse his actions or if he's saying this to bring some sort of awareness about these problems. But hey, that's just a theory.
Who knew a sexual, horny demon is a
because he's hypersexual, you know, something that Pump has clearly stated before in his videos, but then again, you wouldn't know that at all, considering the fact of how lazy this video is, so I wouldn't expect you to know that about him.
You could say and have the excuse that people of 16 years are old enough to understand sexual content and consume it, but clearly they're not. That if you enter a certain website of any kind, any sort of website where you can watch material for your yanking pleasure, and it says 18 or older, clearly not, okay? The rules aren't different here just because it's on TikTok and some guy, what's the difference? He's still having this content for minors.
And here we go with the whole cookie cutter bullshit. No, Pickaksel, Pumpkin's content isn't for minors. If you were to have a single brain cell not knocking, you would understand that Pumpkin has clearly stated that his content is for kids multiple times. He doesn't have to consistently repeat himself for morons out there that don't understand that his content isn't for kids. And like I said in my recent video, yes, you can say that he doesn't enforce his ratings enough. Yes, you can say that he's unintentionally showing this type of content to minors. But don't ever say he's going out of his way to show this type of content, especially the fact that he clearly states he doesn't want minors to look at his content. It's just such a foolish claim to make.
He is an adult. He should not be talking to children of any kind, of any age.
Okay, first off, he is not talking to children. Where are you even getting that from? Because I get that Pumpkin is a weird person, but I genuinely have to ask, where the fuck are you getting this from? Because when has he ever talked to a minor in an inappropriate way? Since by then, there would be evidence. And no, you can't say, oh, he was talking to 16-year-olds. Pumpkin is 18. They can either be 16 or 17 or around his age. That's not pedophilia, Pickaksel. Sure, it's weird as hell, but it's not illegal. It's just extremely harmful to try to insinuate he's talking to minors without providing any evidence. You must have evidence if you're going to claim that this type of stuff is happening.
I'm just saying, a man who has a TikTok video saying, is anyone else either really depressed or really horny? Emphasis on horny, an adult man. 19 years old is an adult. Let's not pretend. It's a young adult. It's a young adult. But it is an adult. Who is making content for minors? It says in their bio, 16.
Okay, first off, his content is for minors. Let's just get out the way. And again, he clearly states in his videos that his content is not for minors. And on other social media apps like Twitter, for example, he puts 18 plus warnings on his Twitter account. Pumpkin just happens to have a fan base of young teens who don't listen to him when he's saying his content isn't for them. And since, you know, kids are going to be kids either way, and it's not his responsibility or his fault, I just really hope you stop trying to make it seem like that. Like, it should be the parents' fault, not the creator who puts warnings that his content is suggestive. Now, my theory as to why his content on his TikTok is 16 plus is because Pumpkin was born in Japan, and I assume that he moved to the United States at some point of his life. He thinks that 16 plus is an appropriate rating due to Japan's age consent laws being 16 and America's being 18. So he must have thought that the age consent in Japan was the same for America, leading him to put 16 plus in his TikTok account, which is my theory as to why he set it to 16 plus in the first place. But it can also be the fact his content isn't really breaking TikTok's guidelines in terms of that type of content he's posting on the platform, which could also be the reason why it's 16 plus. But hey, that's just a theory after all.
And the maid stuff, this maid costume with the cat ears. Let's not forget that this content is fetish content. People putting on maid costumes, costume play in general, is fetish work. Let's not beat around the bush.
That's because his content isn't for kids. Like, how many times does someone have to tell you this? His content isn't for kids. I don't have to consistently repeat myself that Pumpkin's content isn't for kids. They shouldn't be there in the first place.
When you're exposing these kinks, these fetishes, to minors when you are an adult, it's not a good look.
So there's something I've realized about Pickaksel while watching this video, that being, I don't think she realizes that 18 is like barely legal. You do realize that, right? Since he's 18, not 19. Also, no, he is not exposing minors to this. Can you please stop trying to make it seem like this guy is going off his way to show minors this type of content? Now, I'm just going to save y'all the trouble and just summarize the rest of the video. Basically, Pickaksel just keeps making multiple claims that Pumpkin's content is for minors, despite him making it clear that his content is not for minors, and there is evidence of it, and that his mature ratings were just simply a mistake because he doesn't understand the difference between 16 plus and 18 plus. But there's like a certain part of the video that maybe wants to like make this video in the first place, and I'll show it right now.
You're like, maybe this is not that good, maybe this is, but it's not that bad. But I still think it's bad because his content is geared to minors, and he says it in this video. He says it that he's making this content still for 16 years of age.
First off, your wording is just absolutely atrocious and can easily make someone believe that Pumpkin's a pedo. Secondly, I'm just assuming you watched a few seconds of the video, then screenshotted it, then just said, fuck it, that would be my evidence. Because right after that, he says the reason why he's keeping it 16 plus because there's too many minors to get rid of in his fan base due to a lot of them lying about their age or not putting it in their bios. And considering the fact that he has over 500,000 followers, you could imagine how hard it would be to do that. So he keeps it 16 plus to play it safe and figure out how to get rid of all the minors. This video overall is just extremely poorly made, just to hate and make false allegations against someone with zero evidence whatsoever, taking everything out of context and just straight up not even watching the response video. And this is not to hate on this creator or harass her, but I do think she needs to do a lot more research and analysis on it so that this situation doesn't get blown out of proportion. Anyways, this is Fuzzy Kid, and I'm out.